Pigeon Stretch, high elevation, isometric. The Pigeon Stretch is a hip mobility exercise that targets hip external rotation, hip internal rotation, and hip extension. The Pigeon Stretch is a useful mobility drill to improve the gymnastics pike, pancake, and front splits. A lot of people perform this movement incorrectly and therefore don't get the best results. The high elevated Pigeon Stretch is a good starting point for most people, as the elevation makes the exercise much easier. As mobility improves, you can start to lower the elevation and move closer to the floor. I'd suggest anywhere between 20 to 30 inches of elevation in the high Pigeon Stretch. I'd also recommend using a soft surface to rest the front leg on, either a soft box or place yoga blocks or ab mats on top of a hard box. It's best to place the front foot on the box and then externally rotate the hip to lower the outside edge of the shin down to the box. As you move the front leg into position, you'll also need to shuffle the rear foot back and bring the hips down. The hips will sit horizontally aligned with the height of the front shin or slightly below. Notice that the front knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. This is an essential part of the Pigeon Stretch. A lot of people bend the front knee too much, which lessens the effectiveness of this stretch. Also note that the torso is upright. In this variation, the aim is to keep the torso as upright as possible, as this also helps to increase the stretch, especially in the hip flexors of the rear leg. Another common mistake is allowing the pelvis to rotate. You want to keep the pelvis square to the box. Often, the hip of the rear leg is slightly behind the hip of the front leg, so you need to actively push the hip of the rear leg forward. You can increase the stretch by rotating the torso. When the right leg is back, twist the torso to your left and place the right hand on the thigh of the elevated leg. While holding the isometric stretch, focus on keeping the torso upright and breathing deep into the diaphragm. As the muscles lengthen, you may need to move the rear foot back to sink deeper into the stretch. Hold the elevated Pigeon Stretch for 30 to 45 seconds on each side. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel.